True believers and newcomers alike, this is Sports Store on Enterprise Television. I bid you welcome to the program that serves you a sweet dish of the hot topics in sports. I'm Joshi Kilkoli. We are live, and here is what we'll be looking at today. At the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, Nigeria defeat host Dominican Republic to set up date with USA in the quarterfinals. In the Champions League, Real Madrid beat Borussia Dortmund 5-2 with Vinicius Jr.'s hat-trick as Aston Villa maintain a 100% Champions League record. Also in the UEFA Champions League, Barcelona are set to renew their European rivalry with Bayern Munich as RB Leipzig face Liverpool. Let's take a short break on Sports Store. When we return, we will dive into our package for the day. Welcome back to Sports Store on Enterprise Television. We will kickstart with the 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, where Shakirat Moshood's 89th minute wonder strike from 25 yards earned Nigeria all 3 points against the very resilient Dominican Republic side in the two teams' final group stage game of Group A at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup on Wednesday morning. The win ensured that Nigeria would battle USA in the quarterfinals on Saturday, and the Flamingos, playing for the first time in Santo Domingo, found the game going tough under heavy rain against a determined host nation and could not make an overwhelming ball possession count until Moshood, now with 4 goals, unleashed a rocket from outside the box in the dying embers of the game. Captain Renata Mercedes and goalkeeper Rondon led a famous resistance against one of the elites of the competition, and the host deserved praise for their pushback that ensured the Flamingos made nothing out of 16 corner kicks in the entire 90 minutes. Coach Bankole Oluwokere made 3 changes to the starting lineup that faced Ecuador, bringing in Rokibat Aziz, Blessing Ifitezue, and Ramotalahi Karim in place of Onyedikachi Ekezie, Peace Effiong, and number 9, Harmony Chidi. He also brought back Effiong and Chidi into the game in the 60th minute, but it took a special effort from Moshood, scorer of the tournament's fastest goal, and of course, now the highest goal scorer with 4 goals in 3 games, to break the heart of the host. And victory means that the Flamingos now top Group A, or finish Group A in the number 1 spot, 3 points better than second place Ecuador, who walloped New Zealand 4-0 to finish with 6 points and set up a clash with Spain on Sunday. For the Ecuadorians, Caprice Chichullo netted a brace for the Ecuadorians to book a date with Spain, who topped Group B with 9 points, having defeated Colombia 2-1 in the final group game, and Nigeria's opponents, the United States of America, trashed South Korea 5-0 to finish second. And joining us virtually to help us dissect our agenda on Sports Store today, I have Michael Chukwuebuka, Media Coordinator, Anambra State Football Association, sports journalist, football agent, and administrator. Michael, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Josh, for having me this morning.
Okay, so the Flamingos 100% record at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Dominican Republic. 4-1 first game, 4-0 second game, 1-0 third game. 9 goals scored, 1 conceded. Phenomenal performances from the ladies, from the young girls. Moshood, Shakirat, 4 goals, currently the highest goal scorer. And we are facing the United States of America in the quarterfinals, a team that is known more for their women's soccer, like they call it. 4-time champions in the world, won everything on the women's stage. Can the Flamingos emerge victorious against USA in the quarterfinals?
Okay, George, let me just start. I have to just borrow a sentence from Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Anyone but the United States of America. Anyone but them. But at the same time, this is football. If we happen to meet anybody at all, we have to just play them. That's just what I believe. Yeah. The last time, we played at this particular tournament in India a year back, we are the same opponent that we played at this very same stage. It ended goalless, and at the same time, we got the better of them via penalty shootout. So I think one thing remarkable about this team we are talking about now, this current under-17 female national team of Nigeria, is that they have goals littered everywhere. not just the highest goal scorer from the qualifiers, talking about Harmony Chide from Igbo Strikers, who scored 30 goals throughout the qualifying stages. We also have a Peace Afion for Rivers Angels. And at the same time, we saw what Shakira Moshood is doing. 4 goals, the highest goal scorer of this tournament. The closest, I think that's Jawad, Korean TPR lady or girl, is closest to her with just only 3 goals. And to tell you that this team, they are full of goals. Even when Harmony Chide is not performing, you have a certain Shakira Moshood to go in there and build them out. And if both of them do not score, you have one Peace Afion to play their score. And in the midfield, we have a little bit of experience. Someone that played in the last edition of this Under-17 World Cup, the captain of the team, talking about Taiwa Afolabi, she is there. So at the back, I don't think we have anything to just worry. Over there, the goalkeeping department, the goalkeeper of Edo Queens, talking about Christiana Uzoma, she is there. And I believe that this lady will also do wonders for herself throughout this tournament. Talking about the United States of America, they are a threat. We have to say that when we talk about this age grade World Cup tournament, they are a threat. Yes,
female football generally.
Female football. So we might not just be looking at them, in separation for whatever it is that their main national team talking about the national team of the United States of America, talking about the female angle now, what they do. We might not look in isolation to that, because at this particular level, we might have enjoyed more success than them in terms of qualification to the later stages of the tournament. But having said that, these girls, they have threats also of their own. A certain Mel Barcenas is one that will always come to mind. She scored 1 goal in this tournament also. They have one Kennedy Fuller and of course Michaela Johnson. These are ladies that will cause trouble for us. Now, it is now going down to the type of tactics our coach Bankulolo Okere is going to adopt in this particular encounter. That will be key on Saturday when we face these ladies. Now, we've won them. They want to win us. So if we are going there to look that, okay, we did it a year ago, we want to do it this time around, they're not going to just lie over and tell us to do whatever it is they want to do. So it's going to be an interesting game. I believe that whatever it is that the Falcons, the Flamingos will do on that particular night. It doesn't need to be a 60-minute game. It has to be bang concentration the whole of the 90 minutes. If we're able to just get something out of that particular game, I think we have to just be happy the way the result is going to be at the end of the day.
And at the end of the day, do you see the Flamingos perhaps winning the trophy and winning Nigeria's first age grade competition in women's game?
It's possible, Josh, it's possible. But at the same time, I don't want to go in there and put a lot of pressure on the girls. Let's not forget that these are girls, 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds, as a team. So I'm telling them to go in there to win the trophy, but just get some sort of pressure on them. I just want them to just go in there, play every game as they come. If you go in there, see the United States of America in the quarterfinals, play them like it's a cup final. Go in there and beat them. If we're able to just get over those who are the United States of America, we are talking about getting into the semi-finals of this tournament. So these are the places we have to look out and see the way it's going to be for our ladies. Can they do it? I believe they can, but at the same time, I don't want to mount pressure on them.
Definitely. They say catch them young and train them for the future. The Super Falcons team look very bright, especially when you look at the players that we have from the under-20 to the under-17 to the players that are even called up for the friendlies against Algeria. We will talk about more issues concerning the Super Falcons and women's football in Nigeria on other editions of Sports Talk. But moving forward, let's talk about the UEFA Champions League and tell you that defending champions Real Madrid came from behind to beat Borussia Dortmund 5-2 in the Champions League, with Vinicius Jr. putting, a mark on his claim to win the Ballon d'Or as he scored a hat-trick. Aston Villa maintained their 100% record in the Champions League to go top of the table. And back in Spain, Vinicius, like I said, struck 3 times in the second half as Madrid bounced back from 2 goals down to inflict further anguish on Dortmund in the repeat of last season's final, which Real Madrid won 2-0. First half goals in quick succession by Daniel Malen and Jamie Gittens had given Dortmund a 2-goal lead at the Santiago Bernabeu at halftime, and 15-time champions duly struck back early in the second period via Antonio Rudiger and Vinicius, because before Lucas Vazquez sent Real Madrid ahead. The Brazilian Vinicius netted 2 more inside the final 10 minutes of that encounter, and after that surprise defeat against Lille in the last Champions League game for Real Madrid, Madrid's hunt for a record-extending 16th UCL title is back on track as they move to 9th in the standings with 6 points. In other games, Arsenal emerged 1-0 winners at home to Ukraine Shakhtar Donetsk thanks to an own goal from the visitors' goalkeeper. Dmitro Vishnik, the goalkeeper, could only grasp at thin air after Gabriel Martinelli had cut in from the left and smacked the ball against the near post before he rebounded back off the goalie and over the line. Belgian Leandro Trossard missed a penalty near the end, but the Gunners had already done enough to secure their second win of the Champions League. 41 years as they won their third match in 3 Champions League outings this term with a 2-0 victory against Italian side Bologna. John McGinn opened the scoring at Villa Park 10 minutes after the interval, and John Duran wrapped up the points in the 64th minute. A game of the Johns at Villa Park, sending Unai Emery's side to the top of the league phase table on 9 points, 6 goals scored, no goals conceded. Stuttgart sank Juventus 1-0 at Turin thanks to a stoppage time winner by on-loan Atalanta man El Bilal Toure, who reeled the missed chances he missed for Atalanta when they met Juventus at the Coppa Italia final last season. Revenge for El Bilal Toure in this encounter, as the Italians at Juventus were reduced to 10 men when Danilo, the captain of the side, picked up a second yellow while conceding a penalty in the 84th minute. Goalkeeper Matthias Perrin looked to have saved his side when he stopped the resulting spot kick from Frenchman Enzo Milo, but Toure slammed home in the 96th minute for Stuttgart. In other Champions League games, PSV Eindhoven surprised PSG Paris Saint-Germain with a Noah Lang goal against the run of play in the first period before Achraf Hakimi hit back on 5 minutes to ensure the points were shared. Back in Italy, AC Milan beat 10-man Club Brugge at the San Siro with Christian Pulisic and Tijani Reinders scoring a brace, giving the Italians a 3-1 victory. Super Eagles winger Samuel Chukwueze assisted the third goal for the Italians, while compatriot and Club Brugge midfielder Rafael Onyedika got sent off in the first half for a rash tackle. Monaco won 5-1 at home to Red Star Belgrade, while Sporting Lisbon beat Sturm Graz 2-0 in Austria. And last season, Spanish League surprise package Girona picked up their first points in the competition with a 2-0 win at home to Slovan Bratislava. Full results of Tuesday's games in Champions League: AC Milan 3, Club Brugge 1, Monaco 5, Red Star Belgrade 1, Arsenal 1, Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Aston Villa 2, Bologna 0, Girona 2, Slovan Bratislava 0, Juventus 0, Stuttgart 1, PSG 1, PSV 1, Sturm Graz 0, Sporting Lisbon 2, Real Madrid 5, Borussia Dortmund 2. Michael, over to you. You're sporting a Club Brugge jersey. Let's start with our Nigerian brothers who are playing out there in Europe. Samuel Chukwueze, he seems to have improved. Rafael Onyedika got a red card. Was Onyedika's red card the key ingredient for Club Brugge losing that encounter?
Actually, it is. The very sad situation is that I'm wearing his jersey. Talking about for Onyedika. So it's just a little bit of a sad one for him. And to just to highlight how bad on the longer run, why that red card was a very bad image for him. For quite a long time, AC Milan, they've been tapping him. They've always wanted him to come and play for them. They wanted to sign him about that should be in the winter. They wanted to get in the winter transfer market. They wanted to get him. But they just couldn't reach what Club Brugge was estimating that would be the cost for him. But that aside, but that red card was key. Getting that red card in the 40th minute, and from there it was an easy ride for Milan in that particular order. Then of course Samuel Chukwueze, after scoring over the weekend and provided an assist, I think that his stock over there in Milan, and of course as a personally as a player, is increasing. For whoever it is that wants to buy him in the winter transfer window, we just cough out a huge amount of money. I know that Milan, they know how to do business. They will cough out a huge amount of money for his services. And I don't even want him to leave, because I believe he has a lot to offer European football, with Saudi Arabian clubs coming in for him. So that's just on that part of the Nigerians that were on parade yesterday. I think at the top of the time, it has to be Real Madrid. I don't know if I'm allowed to just go on and talk about that.
Of course.
I think that would be for me the pick of the bunch that yesterday for quite a lot for a given number of matches over there at Santiago Bernabeu. We've seen them do this type of magic over and over again every given season in the Champions League. We've seen lots and lots of comebackings when Chelsea went there, when Manchester City went there twice. They just got a comeback of some sort. And yesterday's one was a little bit remarkable. 2-0 down at halftime, coming in there to score 5 goals
all in the second half.
As someone will ask, where were those goals in the first half? Where were those performances by those players in the first half? Because they didn't even play as a team in that first half, but when they came into the second half, they clicked and started playing better. And Vinicius Junior made a case for himself to give him the Ballon d'Or award that will be coming up on Monday next week. So, these are the little ingredients that will be taken away from that particular, encounter. For Madrid, they are still the comeback kings as far as the Champions League is concerned. And for people that might have written them off after they lost at Leo, a few weeks ago, don't do that. Where Real Madrid is still alive and kicking. So they are still the team to beat in this particular tournament. And if you look at the league table of the group phase of this particular Champions League, it looks so interesting that a club like Aston Villa, with all due respect to them, but looking at other club sides as big as we believe, the other club sides are, that Aston Villa is topping the table. Not just topping the table, they have maximum points from 3 games played, and at the same time they are yet to concede. If you look at the records of a team that played 3 games in the Champions League group phase and yet to concede, you have to go back to 2011, 2012 for Malaga, and of course 2015, 2016 season for Leicester City. That played their 3 games in the Champions League, but they didn't concede. But one good thing about Villa is that they've been winning and they've not been conceding. And if you look at other teams that might be able to join them in terms of having maximum points, if they get their result today, Brest of France, if they win today, they'll get on 9 points. Benfica, if they win today, they'll get on 9 points. Instead of with Bayer Leverkusen, of course, Liverpool. So if these 4 clubs should win, they will join, Aston Villa on maximum points of 9. Now, this is where it gets interesting. When UEFA went in there to, reject the process of the Champions League for this particular season, I, for one, I had my reservation about that, but now I'm seeing where they are coming from. The jeopardy is even as high as we used to know it in the group phase. Because as of after match day 4 in the group phase of the Champions League, season really before now, we might start seeing dead rubber games.
Yeah.
Games that are not even worth watching. But right now, till the final day of this group phase fixtures, we will be glued to our television, seeing what is going to happen, seeing who is going to qualify and who is not going to qualify. But at the end of the day, it might just come down to goal difference, or even as minute as yellow cards or even red cards dotted above many other. So I think it's so interesting. Aston Villa, the team so far, but can they maintain it to qualify automatically to the quarterfinals? I don't think so. I think they still have a lot of way to do. 5 more matches to go, but 3 so far, they've done so well.
Well, for Aston Villa, they will be playing RB Leipzig, Juventus. These are the only big clubs left for Aston Villa to play in the Champions League. So perhaps maybe they might top that group, or at least make it into the final 8 of the Champions League, or rather the top 8 in the Champions League group stage. On Wednesday, 5-time winners Barcelona will host 6-time champions Bayern Munich. Blaugrana manager Hansi Flick has rapidly molded a ragged Barcelona into a potent threat in Europe's elite division, and the visit of his former team Bayern Munich in the Champions League will be the first true assessment on their new-found form. The Catalans have not reached the semi-finals of the competition since 2019, and we are humiliated, trashed 8-2 by the German Giants in 2020 when Hansi Flick was at the helm in Bavaria. 5-time champions Barcelona lifted the trophy most recently in 2015, and they have failed to thrive on the road in this season's Champions League. This season also, the Champions League final will be held in Munich, the same place that Bayern Munich have always had mincemeat, free reign over Barcelona in their football history. Is Hansi Flick's revitalized side ready for this acid test in the Champions League? Pick up the bunch on Wednesday, Michael.
I think that this is the match to watch. This is the match you have to sit in there and see how it's going to pan out. And just like you mentioned, there are a lot of intangibles in this particular encounter. You know, Hansi Flick, former coach of Bayern Munich, over there at Barcelona. Then you have a certain Robert Lewandowski, who was at Bayern Munich, you know, who was at Bayern Munich at that time, over here, you know, over there in Barcelona. So it's always going to be interesting. You're looking at the new look Barcelona. You're looking at some of the superstars. I believe they don't even have much of superstars. Just like you mentioned, Hansi Flick has been able to, you know, mold them to an attacking threat and at the same time a defensive threat. We saw what they did against Monaco. Yes, they didn't, you know, win that particular encounter, but against them, man, you know, we saw what they were able to do. They were still playing attacking football. They didn't go in there to sit back and allow, you know, Monaco to, you know, come at them like, okay, I don't want to take a dig at one London club, but that's just the way it is. You know, for this particular encounter, no love lost between these two sides. I saw Bola really there to just greet Rob Lewandowski, telling him, "We're expecting you, bro. We're expecting you." So it's going to be an interesting game. I think this will be the acid test, the litmus test at the same time for Barcelona, at the same time for Hansi Flick. After this game, rules up. To the classical encounter. So I think his formation and personnel that will prosecute that formation is going to be key to him, because I know that he might have his eye on both games. So I think he's going to tweak the people that are going to prosecute this game for him against Bayern Munich, and at the same time looking to see if they will have enough rest to go in there and play against Real Madrid after seeing what Real Madrid did yesterday at home. So that's the headache that Hansi Flick is going to do, trying to find that balance between the people that play this game against Bayern Munich and of course the one against Barcelona. But it's going to be an interesting encounter, especially for neutrals like us. These are the games we want to see in the Champions League. High stage, a lot of things at stake, not just only honor. You are looking for 3 points, looking for 3 goals. Revenge also will be on the agenda, especially for Barcelona. So it's going to be a very, very big encounter. I cannot hazard against or where the pendulum will swing. So for me, go in there, sip something, and watch the game.
Okay, in another cracker, Liverpool will visit RB Leipzig, who will soon work with former Reds boss Jurgen Klopp as he will begin to run Red Bull's football operations, which oversees clubs in several cities, including RB Leipzig, RB Salzburg, New York RB, amongst others. They even have in Ghana, they even have in Brazil, they have in Australia as well. The 57-year-old Klopp will not be there at the Red Bull Arena on Wednesday, but his shadow still looms over the contest, as this would be the second headline game of what should be a night of thrilling football action. And in a strange quirk of the fixture list, Leipzig's first 5 games after the announcement of Jurgen Klopp becoming their head of football operations saw Leipzig play Mainz at the weekend, which Leipzig won. Then Liverpool and now Borussia Dortmund, all former clubs of Jurgen Klopp. In other games to be played on Wednesday in the Champions League, Atalanta will host Celtic in Bergamo. Brest, who have a 100% record so far, will take on German champions Bayer Leverkusen. Atletico Madrid against Lille, Benfica against Feyenoord, Man City against Sparta Prague, Salzburg against Dinamo Zagreb, Young Boys against Inter Milan, and the 2 aforementioned games, Leipzig versus Liverpool, Barcelona versus Bayern Munich. That's how much we can take on sports stuff for the day. Endeavor to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Enterprise TV 7 on YouTube. Click the notification bell to get alerts on our new YouTube videos. Follow us on all our social media platforms. We are Enterprise TV 7 on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Like, share, and engage with our content. And also visit our website, www.enterprisetvnews.com, where we give you all the hot stories on the go, the live updates, the exclusives, and the news you can use. Moreover, if you want to partner with us on Enterprise Television, you want to place your product on our platform, and for all sponsorship and advertising inquiries, kindly send a mail to enterprisetv7@gmail.com or send a DM to our aforementioned social media handles at Enterprise TV 7. Thank you to Michael Chukwuebuka for joining us today. And before we go, let's leave you with this quote from the late great American basketball legend, my birthday mate, Kobe Bryant, and arguably one of the greatest basketballers in history. Kobe said, and I quote, The most important thing is to try and inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they want to do. End quote. I'm Joshike Okori, and I want to thank you for the privilege of your time. Until we meet again, it's goodbye and hasta luego.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.